Bienvenidos. Welcome back to another episode of If They Won't Listen, Capitula 57, or in English, episode 57. Welcome back. As always, it's me, one of your hosts, Leon Andrews. And as with me as always, it's the Spence. Boom.
Everyone doing?
What did you do, Spencer?
What did I do?
What it do? How you be?
What it do?
What's good, fam?
Well. It do real well. Ooh, I like your little chalice.
Real well.
Oh yeah, this is my Roscato.
Is that the one with the honey in it?
No, that's mead. And I gotta get that back. That is $30, but it's worth it.
The name alone makes it sound like it's worth $30.
I know, it's so good. All right, you want to introduce our next person? There's
yes, of course.
Toss that ball, bro. Toss the ball.
Sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this off to our lead, our anchor, our sexy man, Mr. Rich. Money.
That was up there. That was an 11 out of 10.
Yeah, brother.
that was an 11 out of 10 right there. You nailed it. What's up? Me and Erica hanging out.
Hi, Erica.
Erica.
Hi.
Erica.
We're gonna harmonize. I felt like we're gonna harmonize there first.
We could be the C sharps.
I love it.
C-sharp.
We're always programming subroutines. That's us. There's your programming joke for tonight, guys. You're welcome.
You're welcome. It changed everything.
I love it.
So what's good, fam? Rich, what's good?
The normal stuff, man.
Keep it to 24 words.
Kidding. Saturdays with our children playing games. Did you put commas in there? That's like
commas don't count, but what you just said is counting, so you're at like 11.
Okay, well, we've already failed. We're receding the entire thing.
Yep, you
bing,
lost.
Bing.
All right, go. I'm sorry. For real.
Yeah. No, it's good. We've been hanging out, watching movies, and I had an extra day or extra whole half day with my daughter. Her mom had something to do, so that was pretty cool. Did a lot of playing, and yeah, so it's been a relaxing day since like 6 p.m.
Have you guys watched that one movie? After you guys told me about Don't Breathe, was that it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we watched it literally right after our episode, and we liked it. We're just like, all right, it's. I see how people can like this. This is okay, whatever. But then we watched this other movie about maybe a week afterwards called Malignant.
That's new.
Yeah, it's on the Max. We watched it and not great. Was not a good.
We haven't seen it.
What was not great about it?
You guys might like it. Where do I start? Let's see. The plot of the movie was lackluster at best. Presentation, meh. Acting was flat.
So what did you think the film was trying to do?
I think the movie was trying to tell a slasher movie in a very supernatural but very stylish way, which it accomplished. You ever heard the saying "style over substance"?
Yes.
That is that movie in a nutshell.
Okay.
It's a very stylized horror movie. I give it to you. That one scene when you're at the police station, you just went, "What am I watching? The Matrix, or am I watching a horror movie? What am I watching?" And I went, "This is just." That's when it kind of just went and clicked for me, and I went, "This is just a very stylized movie. It's got nothing."
Would you consider it campy at all?
Campy in the ways that it's like irreverent and it's meant to be not taken so seriously. Yeah. No.
Okay.
I would not. This movie is a very serious movie, and it does insist upon itself to be that. And that, meh. I mean, go watch it. Don't let me, deter you guys.
No, after that, you sold me. Fuck it. I ain't gonna watch it.
No, you have to watch it. Spencer, you have to watch it because it does in a way, even though it's a supernatural horror movie, it feels like a sci-fi horror movie at some point. You're just like, this got some sci-fi twist to it, especially
I'll give it a shot.
Especially with the science they put.
The science? You don't like the science?
Science. I love this.
Yeah, with these quotation marks. Yeah, science.
Science. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like most of the horror movies that have been coming out lately. I mean, how many of like the Ed and Lorraine Warren films did you dislike?
The what?
Like the two people, probably all of them. But like no, The Conjuring and like the
Never
Annabelle.
liked those.
You never liked those?
Never liked those.
Okay. Well,
I'm
see,
sorry.
I love all of those, so we're in a different league.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't
Alright.
have a sachet on my head. That's the
But
difference.
what's Spencer's favorite horror movie? That's the question that we need to be asking right now.
Okay,
What's your favorite
Spencer?
horror movie, Spencer?
All right. I'm not gonna go with one of my favorite horror movies, but to backtrack onto the
American
topic
Werewolf
you guys
in
were
Paris.
just two talking about. That's an interesting one. But that's a real fucking interesting thing, buddy. James Wan is like one interesting ass director, and like he always has a
Saw?
lot of substance and like like
Yeah.
body into his work, and like the script usually comes second pace, but like it's never usually a piece of shit script. And so therefore I think James Wan is as good as his script. And I think what it sounds like you're telling me is that this whole story seems very disorganized, where it's just like, I don't know what's going on, I don't care what's going on, like it's all these things and I'm just not interested. Am I wrong?
It was a very flat movie. Just acting. Yeah, it's acting, it's pacing, it's plot progression, it's reveals of certain things.
But did you see Aquaman?
No.
Aquaman.
Did he
But
direct
he directed that?
He directed that? I had no
Yeah.
idea. No, I should watch that movie. It's on.
You know
It's
what
on the.
else he
It's on the
directed?
Max, right?
Saw.
He did Saw at least
He
the
did
first
Saw.
one,
The
which
first
is
one, yeah.
I still think is a great movie. Not
I-
and then
So
Saw
Saw.
1 was great. Saw 2 was
Yeah.
pretty good. Saw
I
3.
don't think I like the Saws, man. They're
That's
pretty-
fine.
Really, Rich? Why not?
That's I get it because after the third movie, they're comedies, bro.
Oh yeah, it's a
Like
satire
Final
film,
Destination, it's a comedy movie at this point.
See, I like
Yeah,
those.
but I love. But you know what? The thing is, Final Destination had a fun way to keep you like get hooked onto the next film, as opposed to like Saw, where you're just like, I like torture porn a lot, so give me more of this.
I
And-
want to see people in syringes getting their wrists slit trying
Yeah.
to grab keys.
No, I don't know. It was just it's super played out. Like, you know what I mean? Like after the first one, it was like, well, where are they gonna go with this? And I
Where do
know
you go from there?
there's like a 10% plot behind it all. Like there's a guy and there's some story, and I get that, but like if you add it up all the time, you learn everything about that sub story. It's like an hour of the 20 hours of films that exist. Like it's nauseating. Like
I can't disagree with that statement. He's got a point, honestly, just because that one, where does he get the means and the finances to back all those traps that he does? Because
he's an engineer. He's an engineer. He was an engineer. Okay, so yeah, all right. So it makes sense when you have to like plot point the fact like, oh yeah, by the way, he's an engineer. Oh, he's an engineer. Oh yeah, that's right, buddy. He's an engineer.
What do you have behind you that says Andrew? It's super hilarious.
Oh, this thing?
It is.
Yes, that thing, Miles.
Okay,
Yeah.
You want to see what's behind the refrigerator? All right.
What are you drinking, Spencer?
I am drinking a dark and
So this is a commissioned art that a friend of mine did, or he bought from somebody who does fantasy art
Mhm.
for people with characters in Dungeons and Dragons. So right here, this is my real name. And then below that, it says Dungeon Master.
Okay.
And that's me. And then these are my cats. These are my two cats. This is Coda, and then this is Aaron. And then the guy who did this, his name is Sketch Goblin. And so this is just commission art that I have that I had to print out, but I have another one that I'm about to print out for Halloween that I got for me and my wife. Give me a second.
Okay.
Rich, I loved your face when Leon was like, and
All
this is me. And you're like, yeah, who the fuck else would it be?
No, the other guy named Andrew in your life. It must be your friend named Andrew, clearly. You know.
No, but I had this other piece of art. I can probably find it. It's in the group chat. You can see it. But so for my anniversary present last year,
What year
Right bef-
anniversary? 17?
I would say it's like it was my fifth year
Okay.
being with
Okay, 48 month.
No, no, this is like before she was my wife. We've been together before this. And before we got married, I decided to commission some art from this one artist who does horror art.
Before the prenup. I'm with you.
Yeah. So I had this one piece done. Here, I'm going to send it to you guys right now so you can take a look at this. So, we could probably post it up in stories later. But so I had this horror art commissioned for about $60. There you go.
You mean commissioned? What does that mean? Like, does that mean
meaning that you paid? Meaning that you paid an artist to make you art.
Why not say bought?
Well, because that's what they call it. That's just the term that they use.
Okay, no, I'm with you. Didn't know.
Yeah. So I need to get this printed up and have it out for the month of October.
Oh my god.
so that is me and my wife twisted up. If you ever read horror, if you ever read the horror manga by Junji Ito, it's called, oh my god, Uzumaki. There we go.
Dude,
I know that guy.
Okay, yeah. It just got popular recently and just in anime form, and even the artist himself wasn't big on it.
He wasn't big on it.
Yeah, he watched it, goes, no. Like even the live action movie was better.
That's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the story of my
So
life.
how do you know the guy, Rich? Did you go out to lunch with him?
I was being facetious.
Oh,
That's what you say. Like, I don't know, Japanese names to me, every single one. Like, I don't know what's Steve and what's fancy. Like, if like we were talking about, like in the future, a really cool kid's name would be River.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's dope. I haven't heard that too many times besides like Joan with an S. You know what I mean? Like Joan Rivers. But like outside of that, I haven't really heard that, like River as a name. So like that would be
River Phoenix?
Is that someone's name?
Like the guy that OD'd in front of not Leonardo DiCaprio. What's his name's club? You know
Johnny
what I'm talking
Depp.
Johnny Depp's club. That's right.
Who named him that?
His family.
Yeah.
Daddy. I would assume Daddy Phoenix, maybe.
Papa Phoenix. I'm with you.
Papa Phoenix. His brother is Joaquin. He was also young Indiana Jones.
Oh, his brother was Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah. Until he OD'd.
See, I don't know. Joaquin Phoenix sounds more normal.
Mm-hmm. And then Joaquin Phoenix's sister, she's married to Casey Affleck, and they live in Winter Park, Florida.
Is that Ben Affleck's sister?
No, it's Ben Affleck's brother.
Oh. Okay.
Casey can be a dude's name. Never heard of Casey Jones?
No, it can be a dude's name. It's just I didn't think it was, but we can move past that.
All right,
cool. Okay. The plot point I initially had is gone. It is.
Oh, you were talking about Saw and how you hated it and how it insists upon itself and how you think it's just Trump propaganda in a film. That's what you were talking about.
Trump propaganda.
Yeah.
Must be coronavirus related.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fake news. Wrong.
I have every person at my work is a Trump supporter, like hardcore 10 out of 10. And I don't have a problem. You support whatever you support. But the Trump supporters, in my opinion, at least, are a lot like people who believe in like the Catholic religion. Because like 60% of them, they believe it. And they're cool with you believing something different. And then the other 40% of them are like, no, you are not allowed to believe what you believe. It's time to join our force. It's like the Dark Force invading from Star Wars. Haven't seen it, but I totally know that's accurate.
No.
Dark Force never invades?
Yeah, Dark Force never invades.
Okay.
It's the Empire.
The Empire's not a Dark Force?
No. They're led by someone who's on the dark side of the Force, but it's not the Dark Force.
I think we're itching semantics.
We're taking hairs and we're doing this. We're splitting it.
See how the hair COVID.
Go.
Speaking of COVID, I last week I got sick, so I immediately went to the like a doctor in the box to go see what the hell was going on with me, and I knew instantly that I did not have COVID because from all the descriptions I read previously about it, I was like, this would feel a lot worse. But when you just have a normal cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the doctor in the box, and they're like, yeah, we what are your symptoms? I'm like dry cough, like, runny nose, congestion. Like, that seemed like signs of COVID. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it could be that, but there's a possibility it could be something else too. So let's also put that into the equation, please, and thank you. And then
Continue.
So I am now waiting in anticipation to see what comes out of this.
So you're not allowed to, like, you're quarantined right now?
No, well, no, I wasn't. No, I'm not quarantined right now. Actually, what happened is that I had to take the test. Once I got the test, which is like I found out 24 hours later, I was like, great. Now that you folks know I don't have COVID, why don't you tell me what the hell's wrong with me? And they're like,
oh.
They're like, yeah, exactly. They're like, I don't know. What are your symptoms? I'm like, this again. And he goes, all right, so what drugstore do you go to? And I'm just like,
Tyrone down the street.
Yeah. The one next to the Acme, please. And then they're just like, okay, got it. So I'm going to give you this medication. I'm like, great. When can I go back to work? He goes, you want to go back to work this week? I go, yeah, that would be nice. He goes, why don't you go back on a Friday? And meanwhile, we're talking on a Tuesday here. So I was, all right, fuck it. You need me? You want me to stay home until Friday? So be it. But holy shit, I was so annoyed that like I had to wait till the test was over for them to finally diagnose me. And then they could easily did it over the telephone where they were just like, yep, we got the drugstore lined up too. We're ready for you to get your drugs. And I was just like, thanks, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, at my work, people are still abusing because of the whole COVID protocol. Since the beginning, if you leave due to any sick injury, you have to get a doctor's note. So people leave for a sick injury and then come to work the next day without the note and walk in like, hey, how you doing? Going to my station. And then they're like, no, you need a doctor's note. And they're like, oh, really? I forgot. And then they send them home to get a doctor's note, which means they don't come in that day. And it's like, so they get two. That's what like every one of my coworkers.
But they still get a non-paid day.
Well, if you have paid time off, you can use it. So, but it looks bad on you if you were like, I need another day to kick it. But if you go into work without the doctor's note, be like, planned obsolescence is not a thing. I'm just an accidental, not adult, then you can just, I don't know. These people are grown adults who dress themselves and drive cars. They don't need to remember that you need a doctor's note. Like it's a thing, not a little thing or a double thing. It's a big thing.
It is a big thing, and that's bullshit that they don't remember. And I hate when people take advantage of the system like that. It's like so annoying because it's like, hey, like, there's people that like really. There's a reason you shouldn't go to the doctors, and if you're willing just to be like, I want to miss a day of work, that way I have to eventually go to the doctors. Like, you're really putting yourself in some kind of danger there. And like, I'm just like, this is a no-win scenario. This is why this shit is still spread around, because people isn't logic enough to just fucking stay home and be like, hey, maybe I should go out today. Or, hey, if I go out today, why don't I just not be a jackass? But that's not the case, because people just want to do whatever the fuck they want.
I mean, even before the whole COVID-19 was a thing last year, I do remember a time that people will still come into work when they were feeling sick. It was just a thing.
It was the same thing. Like if I told my boss I'm calling out because I have the sniffles, he's like, you're fucking fired, asshole.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Now it's like, oh, you have the sniffles, you're gonna kill everybody.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. There was a point. And the funny thing is, here in Florida, there was always, even when a category 4 or 5 hurricane can come run through, right? Just storm up, cause debris. You got to take care of things at home. What ends up happening is that you call your boss and you go, look, I got all this debris in my yard. I think I got to just take a day to just handle everything and get everything back organized, take the boards off the windows, get everything reorganized back at my place and get everything cleared up so I have a driveway again. And your boss goes, yeah, but your car is still drivable and it's not very well flooded. You're still coming into work, right? You go, no. Yeah. It's like, are you coming into work? And they say no. And you go, well, why? Well, I got to clear out the debris out of my driveway. Motherfucker, that's me too. So like this winter, I will be one of the only people who consistently
can get to work when it's snowing out. You know what I mean? I have an all-wheel drive, and everyone does in this area, and you should. But more than that, it's like, you know, on a snow day, people just take it as an excuse. You know, like, oh, I don't need to show up, and they're not gonna be mad at me because it's just not safe.
Am I hearing herbs getting ground up?
Yes, it's legal in my state, I believe. Yes.
I know that sound.
Erica makes me ridiculously happy because growing up in
she grounds up all your parsley and your cilantro. I get it.
You don't
Exactly.
more than that. She's better at rolling than I am.
Like
And that's
like MDMA rolling?
Yeah, hardcore. Like with eyes.
Oh, man.
We know what you do on Saturdays.
It's the only way. Like, listen to me. If I really want to expand my mind, I just drop some MDMA. All right, like, don't fucking judge me. All right.
I've never taken that in the liquid form, like when you drink it, and that's how most people do it. I never did it that way.
How did you do it?
Straight to the brain, bro. Up the nose train.
Up the nose train.
The nose
Okay.
train.
All
Yeah.
right. Fair enough.
Casey Jones, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, like it's a fun thing, but like it was fun at like a rave, not
Not at home trying to play Alien Isolation.
Yeah, not trying to play Call of Duty. Like, Jesus Christ,
I'm on edge, bro.
I don't know. It's really funny. Some of like the side effects you just deal with that like comedians or like regular people make jokes about. Like MDMA is a jaw wrenching type of drug. If you're on it, you're like the whole fucking night. The next day, you're like, did someone punch me? Oh no, I clenched my jaw for 6 hours. like mushrooms give you a food poisoning in a literal way. So they make your stomach go like all wobbly. Like you constantly feel like you're either gonna shit yourself or like need to go into a squat. It's like a really weird, like, you know what I mean? You feel like you're on part of a Barney episode or an Oompa Loompa.
That's not how I feel on it whatsoever.
You're not taking
whoa, everyone take a seat back while Spencer lays some truth.
I mean, like Rich, I think it's a really interesting experience how you go with it. And like, I'm almost there with you. It's like, it is in the stomach region, but it's like, yeah, I'm aware that it is a food poison, but it's like when I used to do it back in the day, it was like, it felt like my stomach was like turning off. Like it knew it was poison and it was shutting down, and therefore it just became like a rock. And then it stayed like that for about a good 6 hours. And then like once it kind of became unrocky, that's like when I can actually, in your words before, take a squat.
Can we just get a dosage understanding here? Like what was your dose typically? I'm talking 5+ grams each time. So like when you're on that level, I'm not gonna lie, like I felt like my stomach was like doing the wave, like
wave.
I don't know. I'm being serious. Like when I did acid, zero wave. Like the whole world can be whatever it's going to be that day, and it changes. You might be heavy, you might be light, you might be happy, you might be interested in everything. You might not be. Like, you know what I mean? It's a flip of a coin on every spectrum. But as mushrooms, I don't know. Mushrooms.
Go ahead,
mushrooms are a weird thing. I don't know. You really don't like. You're less than a 3 out of a 10. If 10's serious, like you feel it. You hardly feel stomach movements.
No. Like I feel it. Like I feel the stomach movements, but like I said, it feels like, it doesn't feel like a wave. It feels like more or less my stomach is turning into a rock.
Okay.
It's like you know, it's like watching like cement dry. It just like stiffens, like, and all of a sudden it's just like I got this like a knot in my stomach where I'm just like, all right, nothing's going on here because you're poisoned. And meanwhile, I'm just like, why does my bed feel incredible right now?
I see. I'll walk and like, because I don't know, like maybe it's just because I'm a really skinny guy and my stomach, like, you know, any minor alteration to it is like massive to my tiny little body. I don't know what it is, but like literally, like, I'll be walking and I'll start feeling myself like become the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Cause like my stomach's just like, and then like I'll realize at like a 45-degree angle, like, oh, hey, that's what that feels like. Crack. And like I walked the last half mile, like, you know what I mean? And like it's just that it's a prevalent stomach feeling.
It is a prevalent stomach feeling. That is
okay.
True.
You know, in Europe they have truffles at like coffee shops and gas stations everywhere. They're just lower dose. So like you need to eat like fucking $10-$20 truffles to have something that we do with 5 grams of nasty tasting stuff.
God, but at least it tastes good.
Yeah, but I guarantee it does.
Yeah, I mean
With that
truffles.
truffle, with that truffle drizzled in there, baby.
Yeah.
Truffle drizzled.
Truffle drizzle every day. If you want to get high while you're in Europe, go down to Lenny's gas station and get yourself a truffle. 5 for $20. You'll get high and it tastes good. Enjoy Europe.
How long till weed's federally legal? Like, is that gonna happen soon? Where are we at? Like,
I don't know. Depends.
Another 15 years.
I mean, you got Colorado. You got
if you look at it, if you look at a
Washington?
chart for
It's
gay
middle
marriage,
America. It's going to be the hardest to get flipped.
Yeah.
if you
That's
look
the
at,
hard part.
if you look at
Coastal
like
regions, they'll turn.
if you look at how like gay marriage overturned, it was like 27 states that accepted it, and then it like the graph just spiked and like it went to 35 and 42, and then it just became federally legal. So I don't know. We're still only at like 15 states or something, right? Like there's the Colorado, Oregon, Washington, California.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, but still we're at like 11, and the list is running shy already. Like
Yeah.
Colorado,
Illinois.
You're right though. Like there's probably like the middle country, like Iowa will probably take a long time to get fucking, you know what I mean? Like
Idaho
Georgia.
too. Yeah.
We know you
Idaho's
are.
Idaho's gonna take a while. Wisconsin, Montreal. No, Montreal.
Montreal. I think they're already
Montana. South Dakota, North Dakota, like they're just like, no, we don't understand this, we don't want this. And like, I don't know. This is why I don't think you should be too far away from the ocean. I feel like the further you're away from the ocean, like you're not getting all the minerals you need necessary to have your brain work a certain way.
Well, that's like, I mean, there was literally a parasite in the South that I learned about on Rogan that like the hookworm was like literally a parasite in the South that you got by running around with no shoes, playing in the mud, which everyone let everyone do. You went four-wheeling and shit.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a big deal. But if you had a cut, it got into you. And one of the serious side effects of having it when everyone got it, because millions of people got it, was like it put a mental handicap on your brain to some degree. It reduced your brain function, and it like slowed your metabolic rate, so you got fat. So like it was called like not to be crass, but like the fat stupid whatever, like epidemic or something. But like everyone became dumber, and that's where like the stereotype of like the South is like dumb and fat it heavily came from. I learned about it on Rogan, but like there's a whole thing on hookworm if you look it up. Like it's
I remember reading about that on Wikipedia. That shit's really interesting. It's always interesting to read what stuff like that does, especially like polio and like how that just decryptates your body. It's like there's a lot of insane viruses. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think it disappeared in like the 80s. So it makes sense that like it's not super known today that happened. But if you think about it, people from the 80s are 50. And if I know a lot of slow 50-year-olds, so that causation might not be correlation, but still like, the
slow
80s.
How though?
Yeah,
No, slow how? Like it's just that they're slow because they're getting older in age.
No, it's because of the hookworm.
Yeah, hookworm.
Because the hookworm.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm trying to gauge. What's slow? How slow are we talking about here?
Like on a scale of 1 to 15.
I don't know. I don't think causation is correlation. Like, I can't ever say that anyone ever met had hookworm, but I'm not gonna lie. I lived in Texas in 2012 for like a whole year, and there was a lot of fucking people who, like, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't try to bring to the library. And I'm not being mean, but like, it's just like in the city, maybe
because it'll be too loud.
Definitely.
Okay.
In the city, it's really hard for me, like, especially with Erica. I'll talk about the city a lot, and we live in like New York. She lives in New York, but it's upstate, but it's so
like
it's
Buffalo?
like it's like country, but it's not city.
Poughkeepsie? Continue.
So,
I'm sorry.
It's just really weird in the city. Spencer understands, you know what I mean? You meet so many people, like Spencer could see some really weird shit and not even care or look, because that's just New York. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like in Boston, I could see some crazy shit and I would be like, Tuesday, and I'd move on with my life. And other people would be losing their mind. And out in this country, like, one person with colored hair is a spectacle. You know what I mean? Like, let alone like places here don't have debit cards yet. They use cash only, and their ATM's broken. It's really fucking irritating. After like at 9 p.m. when the stores close, the pumps don't work. The cards don't. You can't use cards after. I tried every pump in the town, all 7 pumps.
You know, you've told this story before that you actually had to go down to another place.
I did.
But but one day you just decided, no, I'm not gonna. It's gonna wait till tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no, it's bullshit. Like it's weird, and you can't be mad at it because there's less people and they're comfortable. And if they're comfortable, there's less need for change. Like Bernie was the governor, and he did a lot of things for education and a lot of things for healthcare, but
awesome.
like he's not doing a lot of things for putting Apple Pay in gas stations. You know what I mean? Like that no fault to him. I'm just saying, like in the city, they want everything to be futuristic because they have the income, the resources, and the necessity due to the amount of people, more concentration of need. And the country, the age demographic out here has to be high 50s. Like we're talking there's 700,000 people, I think, in the whole state of Vermont. And I bet fucking 400,000 are plus 50. You know what I mean? And all of the cities are, there's like 3 main cities.
Because of hookworm. I'm circling it back, baby. Every day. Hookworm. Not hookers. Hookworm.
There
Neon, you gotta do an audio book.
Gotta do an audio book.
Who's got to do an audio book? Like Rich?
You do.
No,
you do.
No.
Yeah.
We should do an episode one day where I just like pull out a book and I'll just like read it.
Yeah.
I'll read Playboys, like, I never thought it would happen to me kind of stories.
That should be our Thanksgiving special.
Dear Penthouse, never thought it would happen to me, but 2 girls at work.
Both with peanut butter on my
hair. But touching on this, my wife back over there, she's in the other room right now listening.
Listen, she's behind the door listening to you. Shut up.
No, yeah, probably. Love,
Hi.
you there? No, she's good.
Hi there. Oh, what do you need? I
know she's at the door right now. She's at the door. I can hear her. I can hear her breathing. Well, anyways, she's really pushing me to do VO work, voiceover work. She really wants me to do it. She's like, every time we go to we've been going to these conventions lately, guys, and every time she hears these voice actor panels, she just keeps going, you should just be a voice actor. You should just go into it, kind of thing. So I've been reading up on it a little bit, seeing what it takes to, really put yourself out there. I know it is very interesting. And then today we were at a convention, which we got in for free, by the way, because they were just desperate for attendance today. Like that desperate. They went, fuck it. Come on in, everybody. You can drive here. You're in. So we went to this place, and there was a voiceover panel that we did, and it was actually very intimate because there's only literally 6 or 7 of us talking to these 2 voice actors. One of them is on Demon Slayer. He doesn't voice the main character Tanjiro, but he voices one of the Demon Slayers on that show.
That's badass.
Yeah, he's really nice guy. Very like theater trained, went over study abroad, everything, and hella jacked, by the way.
Gotta be.
I saw his pythons. I went, damn. But I got to talk to them a little bit, and what was nice about that 7 people in attendance was that it made it a lot more intimate to just talk to them, get to know them, and then like learn what they did and how they approached the whole thing, and and just to get started. So I'm looking into it myself, just to what can I do to really just throw my voice out there besides doing this sexy ass podcast with Spencer and Rich and Erica, and and then when we do our space, it's made in a Hollywood basement, I can just go, hello, sweet Captain Spencer. Get sultry on him.
The first step on that journey, I need it I have one. So the one I had picked out for this show is like 400 for XLR. That's the upgrade from the USB mic, so you can actually like control the audio interface. So you'd have an interface between the mic and the computer, and you could change dials real time. So there would be no input from the computer required for you to go from auto-tune to non-auto-tune to in a pool to in a dome to kicking it. And obviously the more expensive one you have, the better you can do it. But I just wanted one that I could have for like 10 years or 5 years, because I'm not gonna lie, I love what this is for 150, but for the quality of this show, that would be the next step. And so that's on the list. But same with recording music. I've tried recording on this mic, and the second you hit a certain octave, it's picking up way too much stuff from itself, more so than I can control. And so it distorts me even more than necessarily needed. And so the one I need from music production is even more expensive than that, but it's like it's a purchase that, you know, it's a sacrifice you have to make to.
It's not a sacrifice. Never look at it as a sacrifice. Look at it as an investment. All right, you got to look.
No, it's definitely an investment.
It's an investment.
When she's got a 3-year-old, I got a 3-year-old. Like we both take care of each other's kids.
So, but together that makes them 33. All right, there you go. You're good.
Yeah, they can leave on their own.
Exactly. What are they even doing at your house at this point?
I've been asking.
What are they, Latino? Are they waiting to get married? Get out of here.
They're the quinceañera yesterday. They're still here.
Yeah, that's typically celebrated when the child turns 17, by the way.
I thought it was 16, but okay.
Wrong. So wrong.
Definitely.
You're wrong. All right. You were wrong. Fantastic.
I had a
6-year-old.
I had her twin son call me out. So like we got to her house. We got to her house, and there's my daughter picks up a Woody toy that had a broken leg. Okay. And so she's holding the toy, and he has no cowboy hat and missing a leg. And she goes, "Look, it's Woody." And I go, "Yeah, he's missing a hat and missing a leg." Fast forward 3 hours later, her twin son picks up Woody, and my daughter's next to him and goes, "You broke Woody." And she goes, "What?" And then like he freaks out and starts screaming, and like, you know, they start going at each other. And then I come in the room, and he looks at me, and I'm like, "She didn't break it." And he's like, "You're wrong. You are wrong." And he's screaming and crying and like, "You are wrong." And I'm like, I'm not. And like, I'm trying to be stern, but at the same time, be like, "Okay, you're right." But like, I've dropped it. 30 seconds have passed, and he walks up to me and looks at me. "You're wrong." And I'm like, all right, like, moving on. And then another minute.
Can we move on from this kid? What the hell? Why are you living in the past?
You're wrong. Like, it was such a funny moment, but it was like, God, like I'm not trying to argue, but like no authority.
Kid, I got nothing against you, man, but I'm not here to argue at this point.
no authority, man. I give up. But yo, hey, so I was on Facebook, and there was a list of like 19 things that celebrities regretted doing and they got exploited. And so like I clicked it because we were bored on the couch, and I flipped through it.
You clicked on the clickbait? You baited on it, bro?
They hooked me. All right.
I was hooked on it.
But it was good. It was funny. This one though stood out. So do you guys know who Brian Williams is? It looks like he's a news reporter for something. I'm gonna guess Fox or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, journalist.
Okay, cool. But so number 11 on this list, the title is "When Brian Williams Lied About Being in an Aircraft," quotation, "hit by an RPG," quotation, in Iraq when he was really in a different helicopter. So basically, he on the news said that he was in a helicopter that was struck with an RPG, and then recanted when proved wrong, and had to reiterate and correct and say, "I in fact was in the helicopter following the one that got hit by the RPG." I was just reading that. I was like, what? Like, how do you post those two news stories? Like, I just don't even know how you exist after that. Like, was he not fired that day? Like, I'm very confused. Like, I'm sorry.
I don't know, man.
I thought I was the one who was hit by the RPG. I wasn't. Oops.
Turns out I wasn't.
I
thought it was.
I saw it. I wasn't in it. There was a difference because they were all dead. But like,
I know, especially if you are in a aircraft that got hit with an RPG,
it's probably not a good day. Like your odds.
I'm gonna have to. I gotta throw it out. Your chances of survivability are probably about 7%.
Yeah,
7% chance of surviving that.
High single digits.
It's like my old man used to say. It's not a good look, son.
It's not a good look, son. My dad always used to say, you can't fly with eagles if you hang out with turkeys. And I always wondered, like, how do I know who's who? This is very difficult.
Excuse me, can I see your turkey card?
It's a gut feeling. You know what I mean? It's a gut feeling. You got to feel it right here in your gut. I know you can't see it, but I'm touching my gut right now.
I feel like that's a weight statement because turkeys are much bigger than eagles. They have bigger guts. You know what I mean?
They do. But they
turkeys
also can't fry.
Are they? I thought they were.
Oh my god, yeah, they're
fry.
vicious, man. Like when I was working up in North Jersey, like I would drive around this vehicle and I would look over the roads, and sometimes I'll be in these really suburban areas, and just a flock of fucking like turkeys would come out of nowhere attacking my vehicle to the point where they actually gave me a flat tire. They were just
That's brilliant. You would have been number one on TikTok.
I would have been number one. I was like freaked out. I was like, I don't know what to do. I had to call base and be like, hey, send somebody out to fix my tire.
I would have been laughing the whole time, bro. Like that would have been the highlight of that year.
But they were plucking at my car. They were plucking at the car. Like
you get out and you show them that we're the higher species. We know what tools are, bro. Get out, take the door off, shield. You know what I mean?
They're big, like little daggers, man. Look on turkeys. You realize they're not that easy to push over, all right?
Have you ever played slaps? You don't think you can catch the beak before it bites? You just got to be faster than them.
I mean, but when there's chicken, maybe. Yeah, but if there was like a dozen of them in a bro,
you got 10 fingers. You just got to be quick.
What? What? I like to see you cocking these damn turkeys.
Whoa. I gotta be completely honest with Rich here. That's a little foul.
That's foul?
What? What's foul?
The trying to catch 10 turkeys or a dozen turkeys.
But like when okay,
it's it's a little foul. And I'm kind of sad that no one's getting the pun.
No, I'm kind of
sad. Got it. You don't have to pluck me. You don't have to pluck my feathers about it. I got it.
You just gotta think about like Sun Tzu, like Art of War. You know what I mean? When you're getting out of the car, you have a door already, 45 degree, and now the car's behind you.
This wasn't war, man. This was just animal species doing their
Life
thing.
is always a war, but I also want to point out
your field of view was like 22 degrees with the door and the car behind you. All you had to do was like 3 feet, just left and right. It was like wax on, wax off. Mr. Miyagi taught you. I'm positive you were fine.
Who wrote The Art of War?
I said the name wrong, but I
it kind of came off as some Jew.
Oh, Jesus.
It kind of came off as some Jew wrote The Art of War, and I went, I know what he meant. He meant Sun Tzu. Okay, even when you say it that way, you're still incorrect. But you're like,
what is it properly?
I don't know how it's proper. Do I look like I speak like proper Mandarin? Hell no.
I definitely don't. I thought I was pretty close though. I thought it was like a TZ.
It's like
was the last name.
It's like I have the book somewhere.
Yeah, I got it in my library.
SUNTZU, Sun Tzu. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was right. It's TZU, Sun Tzu. But I might have said some Jew. I don't know. But...
It kind of came off as Sun Tzu.
Do you know that whole category thing we talked about? I know what this one clicks under.
Sansu, yeah.
That's what it sounded like me, Sansu.
Maybe, yeah, I'm just dubbing in at this point, just to create comedy at this point with a K.
Comedy with a K? Her name has a K. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
It does.
That's an awful reason why it's with a K, though.
Yeah. It's like being a part of the cool kids club.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Or like fat with PH. Like it's always a nice thing to be called that.
Oh, yeah. If you were back in 1995.
Well, if you learned about it in 2007, it's always 1995.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
It's true. It was true. No, these are real facts. I read that on Wikipedia. It was a very eye-opening article for me.
Very eye-opening.
Oh boy. All right, man. Turkeys, falcons, eagles, everything, all burbs. They out there. They're just attacking people. They don't give no fucks. Have you not watched Alfred Hitchcock?
Isn't it Hitchcock?
Thanks,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Language, man. Language.
Wow. There's the set.
I kind of thought that when Hancock came out, but I was like, it's Will Smith. We're going to move past it. Right. Like we're one letter off some really funny innuendo. We don't have to say what it is, but you can let your imagination slide the word apart. After the third letter.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you still doing D&D?
No, man, we haven't played in a long time. My roommate who was playing with us, he bounced back over to LA, and
Why would you want to be on the other side of the San Andreas Fault? That's the dumb move.
Well, okay.
Bro.
Well, the story goes like this. I think I might have mentioned it in a previous podcast, but I don't think you were on that episode that particular day. But I'll say it again, new unit at a time. What happened was that he had to move because his family business couldn't find a new location here in the Tampa Bay area. And because of that, his father took it as a sign that, okay, well, I guess it's time to move back to Los Angeles, California. So they uprooted not only a house, but an entire business and then moved it across the states to the other side of the country. And so he's been settling down. He's been telling me there's things still going on. So I've been saying, all right, to settle down, we'll play when you come back. And recently we just lost like 2 members in our group because we've been taking so long. And it's going to come down to just the 3 of us, which I'm completely okay with, just 3 people that I have to look over. And so right now we're just not playing it, just to answer your question.
No, I feel that.
Yeah, I want to start. I'm kind of getting in that mood that I do want to play it again, but I've been going to a lot of places that have tabletop gaming, so that's been kind of a contributing factor.
Yeah, I'm waiting on 2 Pokemon games that are dropping for Nintendo Switch this year. I'm super excited about both.
Not a Curious, right? That game looks like trash.
Not what?
A Curious, whatever it's called. The game looks like
Arceus? It looks like Breath of the Wild, which
looks like trash. Have you not seen like the original compared to what they actually show? It looks terrible.
I know why you wear that thing on your head. It's to cover the word critic. I'm aware now.
I'm sorry, but I'm just like, I look good, but then I saw the gameplay footage and went, hopefully this looks better when it actually gets released.
It's just about the principle, bro. Like they own the trademark name, so they get all the trademark guys. That's the one thing. I play knockoff games on my iPhone, and it's fun. It has reverence of what I like, but it's like when you have the original Dum Dum Lollipop, and then someone hands you like a knockoff, and you're like, really? You're cheaping out on 33-cent lollipops because you needed 18-cent ones. Like where are we at in life? Like it's just,
I really like lollipops.
Wait, speaking of Nintendo, did you watch the Nintendo Direct by any chance?
No.
Can we?
You want to talk about that, Spencer? About the Mario movie that's coming out?
Yes.
You want to talk about that? Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about.
Oh my God, they got Chris Pratt to play Mario. He's so cool.
Oh my God, what? Like, dude, we need a whole lot less of that guy than more of that guy.
I love Chris Pratt. I'm on the opposite side.
But can he give us a proper Italian accent that's like from the game?
That doesn't matter. He's adorable.
Yes,
it does.
It does. I'm sorry, but this movie that they got producing, I honestly thought it was a Netflix original just because of the casting alone.
That's a good thing, though. Netflix casts good people.
Not always.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the cast list for Avatar, the Last Airbender? It's terrible. Not about it. I'm not even gonna watch it.
Do you not care about the plot line? I say when I watch a movie, I put on subtitles, and the first time I watch it, I'm so much more interested in the script. And especially when I see the script alter from what they say, because I know that then that was either an error in the script or that was an actor going on his own. And I like noticing moments like that. And so the second time I watch a movie, I get to take in the scenes in the films. And the first time I'm really worried about like, what is the dialogue?
Well, I always watch everything with closed captioning, man. So I get it. So I rather read it sometimes. And
that's what I'm saying. I don't even care what the actors are.
Yeah, no,
on the first watch. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
what are we doing? I care more about their voices. Like if they're a shitty actor, most people don't mean just tone. Like if your tone is great, I'm more or less good.
But I want to know what Spencer thinks about the casting of the Mario movie. Lay it on us, buddy.
I'm not that. You know what? I'm not that hot on it. But I could be proven wrong too.
You could, right? It's just very jarring when you went, this is the cast list? When they said Jack Black as Bowser, I went, is this a Netflix show or is this a movie? I'm like, Jack Black. I would, if I had to cast the movie, I would have not I mean, no offense to Jack Black. I love Jack Black, okay?
I don't think you do enough. You're about to say but.
But I would have chosen Idris Elba to do the voice of Bowser.
Then
that's a good pick.
Or Keith David. That would have been baller to have.
I don't know who Keith David is, but Idris Elba.
Keith David, the Thing. He does the voice of the president of the United States of America on Rick and Morty. Keith David. He did the voice of Spawn on the TV show Spawn. He's a really good
one.
Yeah, the HBO one. That was a good one.
You see, I don't look into casting nearly as much as you.
No, that's totally fair. I'm trying to think of anything else that you might have watched.
Amazon, the feature they have where like if you tap the screen and the overlay comes over like with the pause button and such, all the actors on the screen drop down and it tells you their names.
Such a nice touch.
The second someone walks on the screen, their name will pop up, and if someone leaves, it immediately disappears. And it's like I would have never known half the people's names on shows I've watched, but.
I got to be honest with Amazon Prime streaming service. That is actually one of the nicest touch I've ever seen because sometimes I do like to know who's in this scene and who's the actors and what they do. But I really can't think of anything else that Keith David's been in. He's been in The Thing. He's done Tales of the Hood Part 2. He's done a lot of voiceover work on a lot of cartoons.
Yeah,
which
see, I'm sure people are interested, like in animes, especially what people look like who are speaking.
Right.
I don't care at all. The voice is brilliant. You do a great job. Keep it up.
Right. Have you ever watched Rick and Morty?
Yeah, bunch.
Okay, so the voice of the president of the United States that's always butting heads with Rick Sanchez.
Yeah, the black guy. I'm with you.
Right. That's Keith David.
Yeah, it's a brilliant voice, but I don't know what the guy looks like.
I'm just looks has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying I would rather him do the voice of Bowser than Jack Black.
Like so I revert back to the initial point. The casting doesn't matter as long as they speak good.
I can give it.
No, I mean,
we're
gonna double split the negative.
No,
okay,
I mean, like, I can give it to you, but I'm already kind of like, But then again, I'm probably not even gonna watch this movie. So in the end, like, so does the casting ever really matter if a movie that I'm not gonna watch?
So can you guys give her a recommendation of the movie we're finishing? Okay, it was a movie that she hadn't seen because we both like Adam Sandler. And so there was this movie she hadn't seen from him that was really old. And I was like, this is fucking a hilarious movie to kick in.
Billy Madison?
Anger Management.
Oh, that is old at this point, isn't it?
Right. In 2003. Yeah. But
like, that is no old.
To me, like that it is a fucking hilarious movie.
It's got it definitely has its moments. I was more of a punch drunk love kind of guy with Adam Sandler. It was more out of his comfort zone in terms of like his usual.
I don't think I've seen that since I was an adult. I might have when I was younger, but
yeah, it's one of those movies. It's not what you expect it to be because it's way different. It's actually Anger Management. If Anger Management really was much more of a serious tone, that's the best way to look at Punch Drunk Love. So it's Adam Sandler out of his usual slapstick comedy, and I actually enjoyed it. Not like Adam Sandler in Pixels, which was terrible.
I don't think I've seen Pixels.
You're doing yourself a favor. Continue that. Yeah, don't watch that movie. It's terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, not all the Peter Dinklage in the world can save that movie.
Don't know who that is either.
He's the dwarf actor from Game of Thrones.
Didn't watch that.
You're not missing much either.
Okay, I listened to audio synopses of it for the whole thing of it, and so like I heard it was one of the best ever, like budgeted and well written things up to season 5, and then it started getting shoddy when the director
it gets
left.
Really shoddy after that. I think I
think I'll watch it, but it might be in my late 30s.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds about right. It's kind of like how I'm watching Oz right now. Hence why I'm dressed the way I am.
I love that show.
It's a good show, man.
It's a good show. What's really good about that show is that show has no fucking story to it. There's no
none
real center to it.
It's just scene by scene.
It's just a bunch of characters in a room.
Right.
And that's what makes it incredible.
It's so good.
It's so good. And the casting is so great.
Oh my God. A guy that plays Augustus Hill and a BC is great. Oh, a guy's a beast.
He is.
But
that is one of the greatest villains I've seen on the TV screen.
The funny thing is, as I'm watching this show, I'm seeing blank faces on Erica and on Rich right now. So Oz is this prison show that came out in 1997. It wrapped up its final season in 2003, I want to say. It went on for quite a while. And it's a prison drama about prisoners and the people who work at this prison. So it's about the inmates, it's about the correctional officers, it's about the warden, it's about the guy who runs the joint. It's very interesting. There's all these interweaving stories and plots and character arcs from like episode to episode, season to season. It's really good, but it's also very violent and it doesn't hold back on any slurs. So if you're very triggered, I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot of violence and a lot of like racial slurs.
And 90% of it is actually filmed within that prison.
Yeah, it's
like very there's not a whole lot of location shooting. Like everything is confined into that one show, which makes it into that one room, which makes it a great little pop boiler at times when certain scenes come up.
Yeah, certain parts can get really, really intense. And I have been noticing something about this show, because I've only seen 1 or 2 episodes when I was about 12 years old. And the only other prison show I ever really watched in my life was Orange is the New Black, which is terrible. I stopped after.
Yeah.
After season 3, I was done.
It was a great show.
Yeah. But I'm noticing that a lot of certain character attributes were taken from the show Oz.
Oh, is that right?
I have noticed certain things. I'm like, I saw that.
Are they not just like casual tropes of people in detention?
No. There's nothing like Oz before.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say.
It set its own rules.
It definitely is. But there's certain things I noticed that got picked up that happened. I can't really think of anything at the moment. But there's certain things I noticed. So I was watching the show. I go, wait, they did that on Orange is the New Black. So this made me really think like Orange is the New Black really tried to take and borrow from that show as much as they could without anyone noticing, since it's already been that show premiered in 2011 and. Yeah, Oz ended in 2003. Yeah, here's the
other. They had a good gap.
Yeah, but one of the
problems.
Definitely one of the problems I had with that show, Orange is the New Black, was how inconsistent its timeline was. Because the show is supposed to take place from 2010 to 2011, but they keep referencing things outside of that.
Well, that's just they're fillers, but they were useful. Like they were illustrating a story.
No.
You must not be into character drama. Like you don't want to learn who they are.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is in Orange is the New Black. It's supposed to take place between the year 2010 to the year 2011 because that's how long her prison sentence was.
Okay,
11 months.
Yeah.
Right. But they're referencing things outside of the timeline into the future. Things that are happening in 2016. They're going, oh, Trump is president. Go, no, he's not. Not in 2010, he is.
But are they not accurately telling you, like, hey, we're gonna tell you about?
No, it's 2010. You don't know that. It's 2010. You don't reference President Trump that happened in 2016. It's 2010. You're not a time traveler, motherfucker.
The Simpsons represented shit like 15 years in advance, like nothing. Like what? They can't do it.
Okay, you're not understanding. You're not understanding.
I'm clearly not. I was never confused. I thought they told a good story.
No, here's what you're not understanding. It's supposed to take place between 2010 and 2011.
You can repeat the same words 3 times,
right?
On a dog.
So you gotta so to say something that happened in 2018.
But was it not like a memory, like we're letting you know what happened then to give you an illustration of how this will turn out? The show
storyline takes place in 2010 to 2011. You cannot physically reference something in 2016 if the show's timeline is in 2010. You're not time traveling to the future. You're not time traveling to the past. You're time traveling to the future. That's impossible. Talking about a story that happens in 1986, though, that makes sense because it's already happened.
If we're talking about in the real world, you're right. But we're talking about a budgeted camera crew who has pens and paper. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want. They could have brought in a dark hole and transported these women to another dimension, and you couldn't have questioned it because you didn't write the script. I'm just saying, I know they've done some flashbacks with like what I don't know of any future ones.
Flashbacks are one thing. I'm talking about when
it sounds like you're talking about something that will become to be in these character arcs.
No,
in the
once
future,
again,
and they're
no, I'm not. No, I'm not at all.
Are you talking about like they brought it from like the real world into the show?
Right. So something that's currently happening in 2016. They're talking about in 2010. So they're making these references that are current time, which doesn't make sense inside the timeline that it's supposed to be in.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. So when they're sitting there and they're talking about like, man, President Trump is tripping. You go, no, that's 2016. You guys are in 2010. You're supposed to be talking about Obama still at this point.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's what kept bothering me is they kept referencing things that were, it's not even with it. And then the other thing that a lot of people didn't understand that like, it's supposed to be taking place over 11 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then people kept going, yeah, it's already been a year since that happened. I go, no, it hasn't. They just finished like Christmas. They're going into Mother's Day right now. So it's only been like 2 months. And they go, no, that was a year ago. I'm like, that happened last season. I'll grant you that. But that's the thing. The show created a lot of confusion. It's not
I was too wrapped up in enjoying the character stories.
Yeah. It's not that great of a show.
Okay.
Some of the characters are great though, but
you guys have shit to plug? Your fancy glass.
Yeah, I got shit to plug. Yeah,
do it.
Plug something. All right. I need some fans. I need some followers. I need people to come, like, subscribe, and
Yeah.
review.
On his OnlyFans.
I wish I had that account. They had to ban me because I was too cute. Anyway.
Oh, you.
Anyway. Check me out, Letterboxd, Rufio86. You make a comment on one of my reviews, I will personally get you a $25 DVD.
Ooh.
Whatever DVD you want to put it.
I want an HD DVD.
Hey, if it's in the $25 range, you can have fucking two.
You can have it. I'm pretty sure I can get like 5 movies with that.
There you go. Just hit me up on Letterboxd, Rufio86. And, also check Lieutenant Leon and I at, Hollywood. Take
2.
Base made in a Hollywood basement. Where we're going to have some pretty exciting stuff coming up in October. Would you like to tell them what we got going on?
So I was talking about that with Haley earlier. We're watching The Faculty, watching Event Horizon, Alien, and I can't remember what the 4th movie we were gonna watch. Was it The Thing? It was The Fly. Okay, I knew it was okay.
Yeah.
So it's The Faculty, Event Horizon,
Yeah.
Alien,
Yeah.
and then The Fly. Okay, I'm excited.
This is great. This is great.
And then, of course, you guys can check me out, Alternative Zen, all one word on Twitter, alternative_Zen on my gram. And then my blog is stillfoxes.home.blog, stillfoxes.blog.home.blog.
Awesome. Everyone wave.